Hi everyone, my name is Jocelyn, and today I will be talking to you guys about a little problem that I had before I started school at Park University. Today I will be utilizing the CI method, which is a method that I currently learned in my LE 100 class. It is a method where you state your problem, you exemplify it, you elaborate on it, and you use an illustration of some type. So to state my problem was a housing problem, whether or not I was going to be able to live off of campus or not. Going in more depth on that, in the spring, I had came to Park for Get On Board Day, where we got registered for classes and we signed a couple of papers. One paper that I had to fill out was whether or not I was going to be living off or on campus. I had previously decided that I was going to stay with my sister off of campus. So then they had her fill out all the paperwork, put her information on there, and we then informed them that I would not be in the country for 5 weeks in the summer. That means that I would not be able to get adequate internet access because I was going to be in Africa for 5 weeks. We then talked to, I believe it was Carrie, I'm not too sure. I believe it was Carrie, and Carrie promised me that she would try and give me a response before summer started. Then, all throughout summer, I checked my personal email every day, constantly waiting for a response, and nothing. I went on vacation, I came back, and I'm going through my email again, and I actually get an email asking me whether or not I was going to be living off of campus or on campus. I quickly told them that, hey, I had signed a paper and I was actually waiting on your response as to whether or not I would be able to live off of campus. Then I quickly realized that, oh, maybe they send it to my Park email. Yes, I realize this is a part my mistake, but in my defense, up until this point, they had never sent me anything in my Park. It was always through my personal email. Anywho, unbeknownst to me, they had denied my request. Here I am, 2 weeks before we start school, not knowing my housing situation. I quickly get over my anxiety and I get in contact with Jamie Uden, and I explained to him my situation as to why I could not be on campus for my own health issues and my own safety. He then responded that I would actually have to get proof from my therapist in order for them to let me stay off of campus. So the day before I moved to Kansas City, I drove to my therapist's office and I explained to her the situation, and she said okay, she'll get all the information rounded up and she'll fax them over to Park. Okay. Now, by the time Park gets everything, we get everything sorted out, I think we have 4 days before we start school. It was in those 5 or 4 days before school that I was able to get a confirmation as to whether or not, as to the fact that I was going to be able to stay off of campus. That entire 2 weeks of waiting to see what they would say gave me such anxiety. It was crazy. And I never want anyone to go through that. You know, it's almost as if you're out of town on a business meeting and you made a reservation at a hotel, and in your mind you're thinking, oh, okay, it's okay, right? Because I made a reservation, I'm okay, they have all of my information. And then unbeknownst to you, you come to the hotel and they tell you, oh no, we don't have any of your information, we don't even see your reservation. And then you have to think, hey, do I stand here and talk this through and try to find a way to fix this, or do I just jump to the most radical decision and go to another hotel, knowing very well that I've just wasted $200, $300 on a hotel, or however much you spent on the hotel. Obviously, I decided to talk through my problems and fix it and be able to explain myself as to why I could not live on campus. The biggest problem I think I had throughout this whole situation was communications. I felt as though when Park realized that she's not messaging back, I realized that there's a lot of students, but when you realize that it's a housing situation and you're about to start school in less than a month, and the student that you have messaged is not messaging you back, they should have found another way to reach me. They should have been able to call me, call my parents and say, hey, we had emailed you guys about a very important thing as to whether or not your child was going to be living in or off of campus. I just felt as though they should have done a little better job at communicating. So I'm making this video not only to show you guys how to utilize the CI method, but in hope that no other student has to go through the anxiety that I went through. It was horrible, let me tell you, and I hope that in the future Park does a little better job at communicating to their students. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and thank you for watching this video.